Pete Davidson first joined Saturday Night Live back in 2014, during season 40. At the time, he was one of the youngest cast members in the show's history, just 20 years old, cracking jokes alongside legends who had been performing since before he could drive. His offbeat humor, awkward charm, and completely unfiltered personality quickly made him a standout. Audiences didn't just laugh with him, they connected with him. Pete brought something raw and real to SNL, a kind of humor that felt like it was coming straight from a friend rather than a performer. And that's exactly what made him special. For 8 seasons, Davidson became a fixture on SNL, from hilarious Weekend Update bits to quirky sketches that blurred the line between comedy and confession. He carved out a space that was uniquely his own. But by 2022, after season 47, Pete decided it was time to move on. He said goodbye to the show that launched his career, admitting that while he loved SNL, it was time to grow beyond it. Fans were sad to see him go, but his next chapter was already waiting, starring in movies like The King of Staten Island and Bupkis, and continuing to prove that he's more than just a punchline. Then, in October 2023, Pete made his big return, not as a cast member, but as host. That night was something special. The audience went wild. Ice Spice took the stage as musical guest, and there were even cameo appearances from Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who were newly dating at the time. It was like a perfect full-circle moment, a mix of nostalgia and new energy that reminded everyone why Pete mattered so much to the SNL family. But even with that electric return, fans kept asking, what would it take for him to come back for good? In his latest interview, Pete got real about that question. He said he'll always have love for SNL, calling it the place that gave him his start. But he'd only return if it made sense, if the timing and purpose felt right. He's proud of his growth and the career he's built since leaving, and he wants any comeback to feel authentic, not forced. It's the kind of answer that fits Pete perfectly, honest, grounded, and true to who he's always been. Whether or not he ever rejoins SNL full-time, one thing's for sure. Pete Davidson's story with that show isn't over. It's just evolving, one laugh at a time. You know, it's wild to think how far Pete Davidson has come since his early days on Saturday Night Live. The guy was just 20 years old when he first stepped onto that legendary Studio 8H stage, and now, years later, he's revealing what it would actually take for him to return to his SNL roots. Fans have been wondering ever since he left the show in 2022, would Pete ever come back? Well, in a new exclusive chat, he finally opened up about it, and let's just say, his answer might surprise you. It's not about fame, money, or nostalgia. It's something deeper. Something that reminds us why he's always been one of the most honest voices in comedy.